Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, the strong style nerd, strong style cinephile. Titans, the episode before Nightwing. I mean, it goes by another actual episode title, but we all know that's what everyone's looking at now that we're finally here. Well, let's geek about that for a scant few minutes. Now, this latest episode of Titans opens with showing us exactly what happened to Jericho all those years ago. After he was stabbed, he leapt into his father's body and has resided there since. We see an exchange between Slade and Jericho that shows us Jericho's out to fight his father and his evil plan. Jericho even tries to get Slade to step in front of a moving truck, but Slade manages to regain control. We next see Mercy prepping mind-controlled guard to slaughter some more hapless people. A Cadmus employee is catching the news of the tiger attacks and the fact that they've been attributed to rogue vigilantes. He gets a buzz at the door, and it's Dawn and Donna delivering his food. Of course, they're really out for information and use the lasso of truth on the guy to learn Cadmus's plan and the weaponizing of Gar and Connor. As they're leaving, Donna wants to go grab Hank for backup, but Dawn doesn't want to, given what happened between them. Speaking of Hank, we find him in his hawk garb in a fight club where he's fighting for money while being high as can be on coke. Hank ends up taking a woman home with him, but falls asleep before he can actually finish anything. Now, his spiral continues when we find out that in his drugged out state, he sold his hawk suit to a 16-year-old kid for about $200. The kid turns around and robs at a laundromat. Hank soon recovers the suit, has a heart-to-heart with the kid. The kid was pretty much a loser who felt amazing wearing the suit and assumed Hawk felt the same, or Hank in this case. Back with Corey, because of course everybody's scattered about. She's having issues getting her powers to work, and she and Rachel end up getting into a spat because Corey feels like she doesn't have any control over what's happening to her. The two quickly make up with a stupid handshake and head back to San Francisco to help Gar. Now, Rose and Jason's happy times are wrecked as Rose finally discloses her backstory. We learn she was born of an affair that Slade had. She had his healing powers early on, and when she questioned her mother as where that ability came from, she then learned of Slade and even went to meet him, but he blew her off. Later, he seemingly changes his mind and reaches out to her. He ends up training her for a coming battle ahead and telling her about Jericho and his death at the hand of the Titans, recruiting Rose to be in his revenge scheme. This reveal shatters Jason's trust in Rose and anything that they were building. He tells her and the Titans to kick rocks and leaves. Slade, meanwhile, calls Rose for help and gets a weapons restock from Wintergreen. Dick heads back to Slade's home and talks to his wife about Jericho and Slade, being all evil. And the mom tells Dick to promise her that he'll bring Jericho back. Dick leaves from there and heads to a shoemaker shop. This is actually a front for a superhero shop where costumes are made, and Dick snags the Nightwing suit from there. The episode ends with Mercy and her goons showing up at the Cadmus employee's home and untying him. And then, once she finds out who tied him up, she decides to bump up Phase 2 plans to happen sooner than what was planned. We don't know what those plans are. The Cadmus guy didn't know what those plans are. And that's the thing, like some people, was checking on some message boards before I recorded this, and some people are just kind of dissatisfied with the meandering nature of season 2. How everybody's just kind of, I wouldn't even say like rowing along, they're just kind of randomly, they're just floating out there. As I've said, my biggest issue is how disconnected the story is, where everybody's doing things around what would be like the main story. Everybody's floating around it. And the last couple episodes have been at a breakneck pace to get them back together for the season finale, which we're going to have some showing by the promo for next week episode. We're going to have Nightwing revealed. We're going to have some Titan gets killed, which a lot of people are speculating is Donna, because in the shot I'm throwing up on the screen, you see the casket, you see the lasso by the casket. Somebody then said, well, maybe the lasso is like a gift from Donna to that person. But they have that shot, that like sad face, everybody's dressed like they went to a funeral shot. And the only people missing from that shot are Rachel, Donna, and Jason. Are they going to kill Rachel? No. Jason, the actor playing him, has already said that he's in season 3. What his role is in season 3, it could be flashbacks, and he could actually still die. We don't know. Or could it be Donna? I mean, at this point, I've seen so many people not liking the portrayal of Donna in season 2 at all. So maybe she'll redeem herself in their eyes by making some sort of heroic sacrifice or something. Who knows? It could be just, it's a promo, so it could be just something to stir up interest for next week's episode. I mean, we saw the whole thing with the season finale of season 1, where it was like supposed to be Batman versus Robin, and all it was a hallucination, a stupid hallucination. So will that be the same bait and switch we're going to get with this? Remains to be seen, as I continually like to say. I'm just, again, I've said before, if this is just a way to strip down the Titans to to the nuts and bolts, and then build them back up as an actual team for season 3 and have them doing more team stuff together, okay, then I'm all for it. But as of right now, yes, I am, like some people, dissatisfied with the overall story arc. It's not as bad as season 1, but maybe it's not as bad because I'm more interested in some of the characters that I'm seeing in season 2, like Hank and Dawn, which we're getting more of. So maybe that has, ratcheted up my interest in season 2 and thus makes me see less of the flaws that are carried over from season 1. Remains to be seen. I like the spiral of Hank and his story, and hopefully, but after like 2 seasons of him struggling, hopefully he kind of like shakes it and kind of can go forward being a productive superhero, albeit with some of the classic hot-headed, impulsive traits of Hank and Hawk from the comics. We can still keep that, we can have less drug struggle going forth. We'll see if Hank and Dawn get back together, what everybody's reaction to Nightwing is going to be. Are we going to finally get a classic superhero like costume throwdown with Deathstroke in the season finale? Is there going to be time for it? Because we haven't rushed together so many things. We've got Cadmus's plan, which we don't really know what Cadmus's plan is, even if it's, and that's the thing with that, like we don't know what their overarching plan is. So it's like we're just meandering along and just hoping that something will happen in the 1 episode that we have left. So it's, again, it's like potential narrative story just nailing, it's not sticking the landing. I mean, it still might. We still have the season finale to go, so it still might stick the landing, but we'll see. It was interesting in this episode to kind of see the world building on how they get their costumes, that they actually have like a shop for this where people, that's what they do. They make costumes for superheroes. I would think, because they've done like Oracle in the comics, calculator, providing information and stuff like that to villains and heroes and stuff like that, but like we've never actually had a superhero tailor, and the idea of that explored outside of Daredevil with the one dude, Melvin, that was making the second suit for Murdoch. We haven't had like a super tailor. It's an okay episode. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Wasn't crappy, wasn't the best. Still, they don't really know what they want to do with Gar. I wonder why he's on the show. I want to see Gar doing Beast Boy things if he's on the show, not doing martial arts. But I know we have a budget, and CG costs money and stuff like that. So it's just like, you just gotta take it, I guess. Maybe they're saving all of it up for this CG fight with the tiger that they're setting up. That Cadmus is gonna set Gar loose on some people. The Titans are gonna have to show up and stop him. And we get a bunch of CG. Yay. We're gonna see Donna fight Connor, or at least have some kind of skirmish with him. He's also mind controlled, so it's gonna be mind controlling and Deathstroke. It's a lot of stuff to get to and get through for the season finale. Will they do it? Will it be handled well? Will it be handled not so well? Remains to be seen, I guess. But anyway, those are some of my scattered thoughts on it. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me, social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. It's Titans. We're finally at Nightwing. Let us geek.